Canadian aluminum, once almost entirely shipped to the US, is now being redirected to Europe. That's $18 billion worth of supply, slowly slipping out of Washington's hands. For decades, American buyers controlled Canada's aluminum lifeline. But with tariffs slapped on again and again, Ottawa decided to diversify. Today, Hamburg and Rotterdam are replacing Detroit and Chicago. Why Europe? One reason: carbon tariffs. The EU's CBAM kicks in fully in 2026, penalizing dirty imports. But Canada's hydro-powered aluminum is the cleanest in the world, 7 times cleaner than the global average. That gives Canada a massive edge. Meanwhile, Washington has turned into an unreliable customer. Tariffs in 2018, again in 2020, and new threats in 2025 made Canadian producers realize the US market is too risky. Europe, on the other hand, is stable and desperate for clean supply. The US once took up to 80% of Canadian aluminum, giving Washington leverage. But now, every new tariff threat just pushes more Canadian shipments to the EU, where buyers are ready to sign long-term deals. This shift exposes America's weakness. US aluminum production has collapsed over the past decade, down to less than 1.8 million tons a year. High energy costs and strict regulations force plants to shut down, leaving America dependent on imports. In 2022, nearly half of US aluminum imports came from Canada. But as Canada redirects supply, Washington will have to rely more on coal-powered aluminum from China, India, and the Middle East, dirtier, costlier, and riskier. And the fallout goes straight into key industries. Construction projects cost millions more. Automakers like Ford and GM face tough choices between high prices or dirty aluminum that risks export bans. Boeing sees delays and higher costs just to certify new planes. Europe, meanwhile, locks in long-term access to Canada's green aluminum, gaining a cost edge in aerospace, EVs, and renewable infrastructure, industries America says it wants to lead. If Canada succeeds in diversifying aluminum, what's stopping it from doing the same with oil or critical minerals? The US imports over half its oil and nearly all its nickel, cobalt, and uranium from Canada. Losing priority access would be a nightmare for Washington's energy and defense security. And tariffs don't just backfire with Canada. Trump's sweeping hikes, from 10% to 50% on more than 60 countries, are driving up consumer costs at home. Yale Research estimates American families could pay an extra $2,400 a year because of tariffs. Energy-hungry AI data centers and chip plants are another problem. They need stable, clean electricity. And here again, Canada quietly supplies over 90% of America's imported power, mainly from Quebec and Manitoba hydro. Without it, America's AI push could stall. At home, Canada is already investing billions to expand critical minerals, batteries, and clean energy. Ottawa is playing the long game, patient, strategic, and building leverage. Washington, meanwhile, risks isolating itself with short-term tariff battles. The message is clear. Canada is no longer America's quiet supplier. It's becoming a global energy and minerals superpower. And if Washington doesn't rethink its approach, it could lose far more than aluminum. What do you think? Are Trump's tariffs strengthening America or weakening it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Untold Compass for more untold stories shaping our world.